Hey there, mister. Hey, folks. Welcome back to Let's Play Nobunaga's Ambition Sphere of Influence. I'm Mysterious JG, seeing if I can sneak in a double session, get 2 weeks worth of vids going. I'm in good spirits. It's a chemo weekend, but this game is putting me in good spirits, distracting me from my other woes, because things have gone really well. Um, I'm just glad Mazuyuki Sanada did not die. I always get a little nervous about that because of off-screen action where Kalan Awari Sanada got killed because, I had a series of fights. They all went my way except one, and boom, the officer in that army just died, and I felt bad because Kalan Awari Sanada is a pretty big part of the LP. But we didn't lose Mazuyuki, which is good because I think at this point. The older brother who sided with the Tokugawa, whose name I'm blanking on, was born, but I don't think his little brother um, Yukimura has been born yet. Although it's entirely possible we'll win the game before Yukimura comes of age to serve, and it's very unlikely that the game will continue much after that to the point where he makes a huge difference. But yeah, anyway. All right, let's take a domestic turn. So Narumi Castle now has just a ludicrous number of guys in it. We don't have Nobunaga to play with yet. Let's take a look. It's in a book. You are now... If we took the +4 bonus away, you'd be right on the cusp of not being happy anymore. And then... She's just one of these people who's fairly tough to keep happy. Excuse me, she's got the veteran officer bonus. I think we could assign a new leader and she'd be at 16 out of required 13, so she'd be okay. We've actually got a lot of really good officers here right now. If we had to march, it would be Natsuki Saika leading. She's actually got better pull than JJ Mystery. Nowhere near the intelligence, but that doesn't come up in as many things. Almendretta's here also with a really high intelligence score. But like if we had to march, I think it would be Natsuko leading, with probably Almendretta and Zerfina Baldo as adjutants. We don't really need anybody else at Gifu Castle right now, so I guess maybe we just let these guys hang out at Narumi Castle, which is going to be a really overstated castle for a while as far as officers, but it's fine. Their loyalty in this castle is not going to be particularly high. We got untrusting of these, yeah. Hideyoshi and Mitsu Hide are untrusting. We've got quite a few. Well, actually, not as many as you might have expected. Yuma Oda, who's a child of Nobunaga's. Yeah, the actual Oda. Mitsuhide's loyalty isn't that low. But he does have, like, powerful officers will often get the mistrustful thing, where there's hiding his true ability so as not to be treated poorly. Will take time to reveal true power. Often objects to orders. So he's never going to get along particularly well with Shingen, but when the Takeda clan is my sworn enemy, things goes away. We'll be doing a little better. Yasuke, whose stats are, not fantastic, but he's got a low pull score, and, frankly, the guy's Japanese probably never got that fantastic. Japanese is a very hard language to learn, and he was an African slave. Maybe he got really good at Japanese eventually, but a pull score, intelligence 42 seems like, okay, I guess they had to assign him something. But leader not being as high as valor makes sense if it implies being able to organize and lead troops, and in pull would be his dump stat, because like how good a job is he going to be able to do? An African slave who's been freed and speaks very limited Japanese, and he's supposed to be running political affairs in an unfamiliar culture. So I don't, anyway, I don't know why I'm thinking on that so much. Where is the Hideyoshi? Oh, Hideyoshi's got the lowest loyalty of all, which I guess makes some sense. All right. This might be the time to actually spend a few shekels on treasures to give to some of those officers. Travel pillow. That's all our money, but of course, now we're ready to actually sit back and rest on our haunches for a bit here. 60K should get us through the rest of the year, but it's not giving us that much gold, is it? Oh no, it's giving us plenty. I'm looking at the pre-selling amount.
Thank you very much.
You are so stupid. All right, so let's give. He's going to appreciate a travel pillow, so let's give it to him. It's a tea set called Travel Pillow. It'll give him a little loyalty. I don't think it's going to make his mistrust go away. You'd give me something this rare? Oh, thank you. Maybe it does. And now we go looking for guys who kind of matter a bit more. Toshiie is a really good all-around officer. And we can get him out of his funk right now with a high-end helmet, so let's do that. And then Mitsuhide just gets what was left over, unfortunately. But his loyalty wasn't bad. He just has to get over the mistrustful thing. Maybe it'd be fun to give something to Yasuke. He's been treated a lot better by Japan than he ever was by Portugal, that's for sure. Yeah, Mitsuhide doesn't actually have low loyalty. He's just brand new officer. Maybe we give it to Yasuke, or we could save this for Nobunaga. Although, frankly, Nobunaga might just have to lump it for a while. Let's give it to Yasuke, just because I like the... Well, I don't know. Is it condescending to him to give him a prize just because he got put into a new force? He's already had it better than he's ever had it before. He just got transferred from one daimyo to another and is still being retained as a samurai. He would certainly have great personal loyalty to Nobunaga no matter what he did in my headcanon. I'm trying to convince myself not to just spend a treasure. I don't have... Yasuke... I don't know how the Samurai Warriors series would handle him particularly well, but I really liked the way he was used in the Neo series. It's just this, like, he's the Obsidian Knight. He just shows up to defend Nobunaga. I really like the way they used him in that, because of course the guy would have a great personal loyalty to Nobunaga. Like, Nobunaga was given him as a slave and made him a lord. It's one of the most noble things Nobunaga did in his life, which involved quite a few unnoble things as well. But no, so I guess what I'm saying is, like, please don't hate me for not appreciating Yasuke. I think he's really awesome, but there's no particular gameplay reason I would award him a treasure. So we should have enough officers now of some means to take care of some of the some of these projects that I've been letting go. Temporarily, and hopefully we've got enough money as well. So we'll work towards the coin exchange or whatever. Oh, look at all the work that is to be done here. Do we want lowers innovation? Because this is only touching the commercial district. It's not as important as it would normally be to boost the neighboring districts. Also, this is one of the rare places where a hunting ground might be useful, because it's just this city will eventually be producing a lot of troops. Let me check something here. Gifu Castle already has a chapel. Well, that's no good. Oh, it already has an arsenal. Never mind. That's exactly what we want. Okay. So we don't really have to worry about hitting any specific goals so that we can build specific things. So maybe we go hunting ground here. It's a very rare thing for me to build, but we don't desperately need even more crops. Let's actually increase our troops abilities from this city, because it will be a city that's producing fairly high troop counts. I think here we get the thing that will boost... I mean, orchards I don't build often either, because I'm usually trying to get cargomen for better troop counts, but this does seem like a good place. We've got so many commercial districts, this would be a good place to actually do an area of effect boost. And then it will take a million years, unless we pull... not... yeah, this guy, it's taken him a million years to do anything, so let's just leave the rest of those improvements for now. Come back to them again on a later turn where I've got better pole officers available. So we didn't do quite as much as I sort of anticipated doing there. Alright. Gujo Hachiman's roads are already pretty much maxed out. Looks like the Oda took good care of this place. What about Sakabura Castle? It has not. We have not looked after it as closely as we could have done. We get somebody up here to work on this. I thought you were an overseer. I thought you were the overseer at Gifu Castle. No, you are not. Okay, you should be. That's dumb. Glad I caught that. That would have been, like, really pretty wasteful. Alright. Ogaki and Gifu. And eventually we'll be down here fixing up the Nagashima Castle roads, but not just yet. Gifu is, let's see... This road leads to... This road doesn't actually lead to Gifu. Oh, that's Inabayama. They changed the castle name, not the roads. Inabayama, Inabayama, Inabayama. That one doesn't count, and this one actually doesn't count. So it's these... No, yeah, Inabayama / Gifu Castle roadwork is already actually done. It just looks like it isn't. Because this one touches this spot on the map, which is not Gifu. Gifu is actually here. So never mind, we can save a few bucks. Hinaga Kinoshita can do this for us. Now, though, we've got... it's an interesting case. We probably want to... I just always preferred the residence because of the pop growth. This is a fucking fantastic castle, by the way. We can get a fancy... We can get a double annex, and... I could keep the 3-story Tenshu, get a double annex and the large gate, and not get the residence. Though if I took the time to tear down, the residence would be... No, the residence would be the same. I could trade for the residence. Resistance to blockades, resupplied soldiers, strength slightly increases, slightly increased number of troops. What would a double annex do to our... We're not going to actually build it with him, but... It's +8. A little quickly. Yeah, residence probably gives us a better value for that then. This gives us a little quickly. That gives us increase without an adjective. So I think our best move here in the long run is tear down the tenture and rebuild it as a residence, get the improved gate, and probably get a Bailey so that we'll have better horsey troops. But the big thing is, arsenals are nice. I'm glad we have them. They give us rifles, which I haven't been using much, but if we suddenly start getting rifles coming in, there's no, like, it's not like Shingen would be opposed to using them. Chapel is not anything I care about. So if we get our food up in this place, eventually we might be able to build something else. All right, let's go this overseers to use up the rest of our labor. Can't make peace with those guys. It was just a truce. They don't even have an alliance. You guys really shouldn't have committed so much to helping them. All right. We can finish this off easy. So that's right. We had this one, and we were interrupted by council. All right. Well, I mean, if you're going to charge us, we'll charge you, I guess. Rejoice, rejoice. We have no choice. All right. We're not finishing them off as a force, but it's time to get rid of the, what's this group even called? The Honganji. Let's get rid of the Honganji in the area. There's another Honganji temple hanging around here near Kyoto, and then there's a couple... This is where they actually expanded a bit up here. Between the Uesugi and the Asakura, I can't imagine them expanding out of there, but they're a perennial thorn in people's sides. Alright, so this will complete the siege. Rita's grandma pole has gone up. And some of these theaters and stuff that we're building are already ready to get upgraded. You jerks! Get a hobby! Alright, this is 550. One... 1525 plus 3 is about 55. We should be able to pull Vulture Bronco out to deal with this. And not have to pull out Masatoshi Hoshina, who would definitely... And the siege would be broken if he had to come out. So Vulture Bronco will once again stop a siege from being broken by interfering allies / truce mates of the guys that we're supposed to be fighting. We'll greatly increase our own melee, cause them to attack each other, lower the attack. I think we'll increase our own melee once we get in close, and let's actually get in close to that end.
Let me teach you how to fight. Let's get this started. One must know when to run.
And you guys ran. Sorry. Tateyama Castle yielded to the Hojo clan. Was that the last Uesugi castle? No. Looks like they're taking out B. Brian Blair clan before they go after the Uesugi. But it's a good sign that they're actually expanding there. They've dealt with most of the little piddly clans. It's going to be them versus the Satake. And the Satake will not be able to hold. So, this is a rare case of me not being worried about the Hojo getting stronger. Bases have improved due to road improvements. That's nice. JG Mysteries' pull is becoming more and more powerful. Counterattacking for their turrets. This is it, everyone. Show your spirit. Guys, let's finish them off. No one's coming to save you, except for this guy. Damn it. Maybe we can finish them before Auto claim. Something happened up in like the extreme northeastern part of Honshu. I'm hoping we'll finish it before these guys get there. Shibitsu Saito has gained wave attack.
Let us begin the meeting. Reporting in.
Daddy, what do you mean? I mean, we have the castle surrounded by 7,000.
Reporting in.
130 muskets have been offered into our arsenal. Yeah, it's going to take a little bit more than that, but... it's still good news. Special Weaver population and gold. This is... yeah, we want Special Weaver. Don't really have a lot of #1 political officers in that base, do I? Oh, here's a little place over here that we can someday expand to. Well, this other guy should be the overseer, so... oh, whatever. I mean, unless you, like, you'd have to be micromanaging even more than I do to keep on top of all of that. Every time you move an officer, there's a chance that they don't actually... oh, and here's the Shogun of Japan, and he's going to be working on our coin exchange. Showed up at Tsuchigasaki. He's hanging out with Shingen. I need to check his loyalty. I'd be curious to see how that went. Because he's a very persnickety little officer. That's kind of his deal. He's the fucking Shogun. He thinks he's all that and a bag of chips. And he's pretty obviously not that important in any of these organizations that he's come into. All right, we should have a fuckload of talent in Gifu now. So let's get going on a gunsmith. JG Mystery even saving a little labor there. I'll get building. Thank you, describers. No, we actually want to go coin exchange here. All right. I would expect he's pretty low. Oh, that's all clans. I don't want that. Maybe he's doing okay. Maybe he really likes working for Shingen for some reason. The pressure's off now that he knows the guy who's really calling the shots is pretty competent. But he was working for the Oda. Nobunaga was competent. He couldn't stop us, but nobody else can. He was competent as a leader. Burns with loyalty, bearing eyes with no hint of defiance, will perform far above abilities. Which is... well, he's not a bad political officer at all. He's actually quite good. 13th Shogun of the Muromachi Shogunate. He first collaborated with Nobunaga Oda, but quickly changed his mind. His fight against Nobunaga ended in defeat, and Kyoto became Nobunaga's. I've just changed Masters plus 10. Okay, as soon as that goes away, he's going to be a whiny piece of shit. So, bear that in mind. We don't want him any place where he could easily defect. But that's what that... and that's why we... that, I don't think, comes when, like... yeah, I don't think that affected the whole Froxus Nelox storyline. I think that's... when they defect to you, they get a massive loyalty boost that just lasts for a while. I don't think it lasts for long, though. Otherwise, you could just get some disaffected asshole hopping back and forth between forces constantly. Which seems silly. Once again, we're pretty low on the monies. We need to make sure we leave ourselves enough to actually withstand any offensive against us before the harvest, but the harvest is very close at this point, so we don't need to really be too worried. Let's get these castle walls fixed. Be rather nice. Elmandretta might be able to save us some labor here. Yep, we should get it done with less people. That's good. Just because we haven't... we'll wait on this castle, even though it's the one on the front lines and the most important, but we'll wait for now just because I want the Overseer to be doing Overseer stuff. Do we want to continue any of these advances we were making? Nah, we got a lot of stuff happen pole wise there. Damn. Sorry, guys. Wow, I need to drink of water here. I don't quite know what I was thinking here. Was an annex built before I got involved? Because this is not the right sequence here. I could get 2 facilities for the price of 1. At least it's benefit when giving us. Yep, no, that's what we want. We want this place to have a 2-story a residence. Doesn't matter if it takes a long time to build. And no more usable space. Okay, we need to finish this dismantling before we can continue with that. When the annex is done, we need to hold just in case we can ever get... Well, I don't care about any of those facilities anyway. We're pretty close to being able to get a deluxe bath, which isn't terrible. Alright, well, I'll hold off for now. And this is another one. Depots are nice. Alright, let's, apparently we got enough cash to develop everywhere. That's good. We're just about... It's time to call it a video anyway. So... Sorry, timing worked out pretty good for this one. So we're calling it a video. Tiny bit on the early side, I believe. When we come back next time... I think we're going to go into a domestic mode for a while. We've got to finish off these Honganji monks that are down here. Wait out our period of hostility with I forget their names, the guys to the like the eagle-looking logo who are kind of to our southwest. Like let that kind of ride, because I do eventually want to ally them just so that I have a flank that's secure while I'm dealing with all these other clans. We could just take them out, but it'll take longer that way. No, we're basically waiting for the harvest, and then I think it's time to pay a little visit to the Azai, who were really getting on my nerves as we were trying to deal with Yoda. But that probably won't be right away. It'll be fairly soon, though. Catch you guys next time.